Today, we're talking about a man who has shaped modern India in ways you might not even realize. We're going to look at GV Sanjay Reddy, a leader who builds with way more than just steel and concrete. He's building with data, with science, and with a real sense of purpose. So let's start with a question, and it's a huge one. How can one person with one vision actually impact a population that big? I mean, that's a number that's hard to even wrap your head around, but it's totally central to the story today. So keep it in the back of your mind. Okay, here's another number for you, 14,000. What could this possibly be? It's not about money, it's not the height of a building, it's a clue to one of the biggest, most important life-saving operations on the entire planet. And here he is. This is the man connecting these massive numbers, GV Sanjay Reddy, the vice chairman of the GVK Group. He is the person, the driving force behind projects that have completely changed India's landscape, from its airports all the way down to its healthcare.
So to really get a handle on his impact, we've broken it down into three main pillars. First up, his role in literally building a modern India from the ground up with essential infrastructure.
I mean, this slide really just shows you what a pioneer he is. Just look at how many firsts are on this list. In 1996, GVK launched India's first private power plant. You got to think about that. For a nation developing as fast as India, reliable energy is absolutely everything. So that was a game changer. Then, the country's first 6-lane toll road, which paved the way for modern supply chains and connected people like never before. And then, of course, the airports, turning Mumbai's airport into this beautiful global icon and developing Bengaluru's airport into a major hub for India's tech capital. You see, these aren't just buildings. They're the skeleton of a modern, connected India.
But here's where the story gets really interesting. Reddy's idea of nation building goes way beyond just physical stuff. While he was literally building the arteries of the nation, he was also focusing on its lifeblood, the health and well-being of its citizens. And that brings us to our second pillar, innovating for human health.
This slide really captures the incredible range of his work. On one side, you've got the future, these super high-tech companies like Aerogen Life Sciences, which is a global player in pharma research, and Accelera, which is using AI to find new drugs faster. This is complex, world-changing stuff. And then on the other side, you've got the immediate life-or-death present, an emergency medical team saving a life right there on the ground. It's this contrast between cutting-edge labs and on-the-ground lifelines that makes his work so powerful. So what exactly is this GVK EMRI? Well, it's a massive public-private partnership. And remember that number from the beginning, 14,000 plus ambulances? That's the fleet he's in charge of. It's a network that covers 15 states and has over 50,000 people working for it. It is, quite literally, a lifeline for a huge part of the country. And that brings us full circle, right back to that first question. This is the number of citizens served by GVK EMRI, over 850 million people. So this isn't some abstract number on a spreadsheet. This is the number of people who now have access to life-saving emergency care, many of them for the very first time in their lives. So you have to wonder, right? Who is the kind of person that can operate on these two massive, completely different scales at the same time? Well, that brings us to our third pillar, where we look at the man himself, the personal discipline that fuels all these incredible professional achievements. Outside of the boardroom, Sanjay Reddy is a world-class athlete. He's done something that very, very few people on this planet have managed. He's completed all 6 of the world major marathons. We're talking Berlin, London, New York, Boston, Tokyo, and Chicago. He's run and finished them all. This is way more than a hobby. It's proof of an incredible mindset. It's about discipline, endurance, and serious long-term commitment.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Building a state-of-the-art airport or a national ambulance service, that's not a sprint. It is a marathon. It takes years. You have to handle setbacks, stay focused for the long haul, and just have the pure grit to see a massive, complicated project all the way to the finish line. His personal discipline as a runner is a perfect mirror of how he works. Okay, so when you put all these pieces together, the infrastructure, the health innovation, that personal drive, what kind of legacy do you get? You get a legacy that's built on pure purpose.
So let's tie it all together. The world-class airports, the cutting-edge medical research, the massive ambulance service, they're all connected. You can see how the discipline of running a marathon fuels the patience you need for a huge infrastructure project. And you can see how that same nation-building instinct doesn't just stop at concrete and steel. it extends to the well-being of the people. The real story here isn't just about making money. It's about a deep belief that business can be, and really should be, a powerful force for good.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. The story of GV Sanjay Reddy kind of challenges our whole idea of what a business leader is supposed to be. And it makes you ask, when a business focuses on building more than just profit, what does it ultimately build for the future of an entire nation?